what they're saying is that your followers that you've worked really hard to get will see less of your stuff. That's exactly what. So we're going to open it up to whatever the algorithm is going to make work for our user experience, so we can pitch more ads. That's it. That's what they're doing. They're taking TikTok's model, which has worked really well. We've talked about it a million times, and they've continued to modify their algorithm, Instagram specifically, to look more and more like TikTok's, and that's what's happening. So all those followers that you think should see your stuff, less of those people are going to see it, less and less, because you've opened up the floodgates for every piece of content, no matter if they're a follower or not. And they're going to have this nice little algorithm at the beginning to see, oh, little more watch time here, little more here, little more here. Ah, that one goes viral. Okay, next one. And that person the next time will get 0. And then the next time might get 10,000 or 1 million. And next time it's just, that's the way it is.
Well, that's the point,
no
right?
No loyalty and allegiance to any particular creator anymore.
Yeah, that's the point, which is and I know you're not a TikTok user, and I am, you'll see a lot of the TikTok creators, especially those that have large followings, once they get to a certain point, they start complaining about the TikTok algorithm, which is very mercurial. Sorry, I can't speak this morning. And what they'll tell you is they'll put out videos that get amazing traction with their big audience, and then they'll put out videos that get nothing. And that's the way the algorithm works, is basically it's based on the post, not necessarily your audience size. Now, your audience size will certainly help that appear on the For You page.
Sure.
And you'll get, it's probably weighted a little bit. But to your point, by surfacing videos and surfacing posts that are sort of on a upswing, in other words, they're from a content creator that doesn't have much following, but it gets a lot of engagement, et cetera, and using that as sort of the primary driver there, it's likely to surface a lot of stuff that is from users that don't have a big following, but it's also just as likely, as you just pointed out, to compete with any post with a big following. So the classic sort of, if you have a big audience on Facebook, or if you had a big audience on Twitter, or, and you would post up something and it would immediately have some good level of traction simply because you were the one who posted it with your big audience, that doesn't really work on TikTok as well. So this is what you're saying, is that this change really benefits early content creators.
That's right.
But may actually hamper those who are trying to make a business out of it, because it's no longer as predictable. It's no longer as so if you're an Instagram influencer and you're talking about, sponsorship or getting paid for your posts, it may or may not work on any given day, right? So it's going to be harder to be predictive about what posts are going to work and what posts are not.
Well, here's Instagram's dirty little secret that they don't want you to know. The more that they spread out the long tail of content creation, the less they'll have to worry about creator payments.
Correct.
They won't have to.
100%. Yeah.
So that's what's going on right here. And by the way, really good business move. I mean, anybody who's the CEO of a company would say, oh yeah, I want less costs. I want to worry less about these creators that are ever going to want any money, and just spread it out there. And so you'll get more of a let's say a content pool to pull from.
It's absolutely, and the money, and here's the important part of that, is the amount of the money isn't what's important. It's how it's spread out.
Yeah.
Right. In other words, they want that same amount of money that they're paying out to content creators to go to more content creators, because what it does is it lessens the leverage that any one content or a few content creators have over the platform. Right. What they're trying not to do is create a Mr. Beast that has a ton of leverage, where they can move their audience, and it's actually, demonstrably negative for the actual platform. So they don't want to create a top heavy situation if they can avoid it, because that gives leverage to the content creators who have those big audiences.
It's think about the Matrix.
Yeah, that's right.
So if I can take one of those batteries out, it's not going to do anything. If I've got Neo and Trinity that's sucking up most of the energy. That's a problem. The whole
Oh, my
system is
gosh.
based on those two.
Yeah,
But if I can spread it out, doesn't matter. One
That is
doesn't matter.
that is exactly right.